Okay, we're going to do a few more examples of these ones with the larger denominators. So we'll start with 51 here. Notice that this first denominator has an x plus 2, and that x plus 2 is a factor. I find it helpful to put parentheses around it. So my common denominator will have to have an x plus 2. And my other one has a 4x. Now notice, even though this 4x has an x, this x inside the x plus 2 doesn't take care of that x that is not being added or subtracted, so I'm going to have to add a 4x to my common denominator. So each of my denominators will be a 4x and an x plus 2. Then I need to say, well, what do I need to put with this x plus 2 to get a 4x plus 2? And the answer is a 4x. And once again, we did not have a need to multiply the denominator, but I do need to multiply and simplify that numerator. So 4x times 5 is 20x. And then here I have an x plus 4x, and what's missing? I need an x plus 2, so I'm going to multiply top and bottom by x plus 2. Did not need to multiply my denominator, but my numerator, when I do 3 times x, I get a 3x. A 3 times 2, I get a 6. This was just an addition, so I don't have to change the signs and add like I did on the last one. And in this case, my denominator is a 4x and an x plus 2. And then my numerator is what I get when I combine those together. So 20 plus 3 is 23x. And then just a plus 6. Don't try to force the unlike terms to add. And there's nothing I can reduce here. You might be tempted to try to cancel those x's, but once again, the 23x on top is added with the 6, cannot be reduced. We're going to go ahead and skip down, and I hope you can do 52 by yourself. It's a lot like 51. We'll try 53 together. On number 53, my first denominator has a factor of x plus 3. My second denominator has a factor of x plus 1. So I'm going to have an x plus 3 and an x plus 1 for both of my denominators. Then I look at my first fraction and I say, well, what is missing to make that an x plus 3, x plus 1? Well, I need to multiply an x plus 1. Now, when you go to multiply this, I am going to have to FOIL out. I'm not just multiplying the x plus 1 times the x or by the minus 1. I have to multiply it by the entire numerator. So I have to do x times x is x squared. I have to multiply the x times the minus 1 is minus x. I have to multiply the plus 1 times the x is plus x. And then I have to multiply the 1 times the minus 1, so that's a minus 1. You might have called that double distributing, or you might have called it FOIL when you've done that previously, but you do have to take the time to multiply that out completely. Now, on this second fraction, it's missing the x plus 3. I've never been so thankful to only have to distribute in my life after that last one. So 2 times x is 2x. And then 2 times 3 is 6. And this is a plus. If it was a subtraction, I would have switched it to an addition and changed the signs in that second numerator, but it was an addition. No need to do that. Now, when I go to combine like terms here, please notice that we have several things that cancel out. For starters, this minus x and plus x will cancel out. So what you're going to end up with here is, and I'm going to have to write it down in 54 space, is x squared, because there's only one x squared up top. It looks like I have a 2x, so plus 2x. And then I have a minus 1 and a plus 6, so it's plus 5. And then that would be over x plus 3 and x plus 1. Now, really, I need to check and see if that numerator will simplify. If that numerator would factor, there's a chance I could get an x plus 3 and x plus 1 that would cancel out. But in this case, since I'm trying to have a 5 on the end, there's nothing that's going to multiply to 5. Nothing that's going to multiply to that 5, and that's going to have a 3 or a 1. So when you have the 3 and the 1 and you multiply them, there's no way a 5 is going to give you a 3 or a 1. So really, the top will not factor. And the truth is, if you tried it in Desmos, you wouldn't find any pretty x-intercepts. So you would be stuck right there anyway, and that's as far as you go.